3 years ago, I did something either brilliant or stupid. I invested money into two different Sarwa accounts, and then I basically forgot they existed. One account had my regular monthly investments running on autopilot, and the other a $271 experiment that I literally never checked again. I in fact did that for a YouTube video.
I've gone ahead and deposited 1000 AED, which translates to about 271 US dollars for this video, just so I can show you how this works.
Today, I'm logging into both accounts for the first time in years. And what I found? Well, it's going to surprise you. One account's performance might disappoint you and the other might blow your mind. But more importantly, Sarwa has changed a lot since I last covered them. And the question everyone keeps asking is Sarwa still worth it in 2025? So stick around. I'm going to show you my real accounts, real numbers, no BS. I'll even show you my exact portfolio allocation at the end, what Sarwa actually invested my money into. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether Sarwa makes sense for you in 2025. Hello fellow Arbab, it's time to boss your money. Here's my Sarwa Invest account, the one that's been sitting there like a forgotten shawarma in the back of the fridge. Current balance is sitting at $5,900. Not bad for money I basically abandoned, right? But here's where it gets interesting. My net deposits total 4,375. And look at that withdrawals number, 14,700. Yeah, at one point I had way more in here. Life happened. You know how it is in Dubai. One day you're calculating your savings rate. The next day you're staring at a villa in JVC thinking, maybe I do need a pool. Most of that money moved elsewhere as I evolved in my investment journey. But I left this chunk running because I wanted to see what would happen with zero interference. Pure set and forget mode. The total returns 34.92% over 5 years. That's roughly 7 years per annum. Now, before you click away thinking 7% during the post-COVID rally, that's weaker than getting through Dubai traffic on a weekday. But hold on, context matters. We'll get to why in a bit. And I'll show you the actual portfolio breakdown at the end. But first, the account that made me do a double take, this is Sarwa Trade. Back in September 2022, right around the time I was probably complaining about petrol prices, I threw $271 into this account. Just a quick experiment for YouTube. I brought fractional shares of some companies I liked. Apple, Caterpillar, Google, Microsoft, even some Ethereum. Nothing fancy, just household names. Then I forgot it existed. Like completely forgot. Like that gym membership you signed up for in January. The current balance is $595. That's 119% returns. My 271 more than doubled while I was busy making other videos about investments. Look at these individual performances. CAT is up 233%. Google up 183%. Microsoft 116%. Apple is up 80%. And you want to know the secret strategy that generated these returns? The advanced algorithm I used, the technical analysis? I did absolutely nothing. I didn't trade, I didn't rebalance, I didn't panic sell when crypto winter hit. I just forgot I had money there. Sometimes the best investment strategy is forgetting you made an investment. I guess you could say I was so busy bossing my money that I forgot I had money to boss. It's like that 20 dirham note you find in your dhoti pocket from the previous Diwali. Unexpected and delightful. Alright, so those are my accounts. But here's what's changed with Sarwa since I actively covered them back in 2021-22. First, the bonus doubled. When I made my last video, the referral bonus was 250 dirhams, barely enough for a brunch at address. Now it's 500 dirhams. Both you and your friend can get 500 dirhams each when you sign up with a referral link. That's actually money that shows up in your account. But here's the catch. You need to first deposit $500 into your account to be eligible within the first 90 days of opening the account. But then you need to also keep that $500 investment for a minimum of 12 months from your first deposit date. Withdraw too early and you won't be eligible for this referral bonus. Fair enough, they're not running a charity. Second, the minimum investment dropped massively. It used to be $2,500 to qualify for the bonuses. Now, as I said, it's just $500. That's an 80% reduction, which makes it way more accessible if you're just starting out. You don't need to wait until bonus season to have savings. Third, Sarwa now has 3 distinct products. Sarwa Invest, that's the automated one I've showed you way back when. Set your risk profile, they handle everything. Perfect if you're spending your weekends at the beach JBR and not behind a Bloomberg terminal. Minimum $500 to start. Sarwa Trade, the one where my $271 became $595. You pick individual stocks, ETFs, options, even crypto. Zero commission trading with fractional shares. No minimum. You can literally start with pennies. Again, you still need that $500 to be invested even in Sarwa Trade if you want to be eligible for that bonus. And here's something brand new since my last video. Sarwa Save. This is basically a high yield savings option earning up to 4.3% on USD. They even have a halal option at 4% through Emirates Islamic Money Market Fund. Think of it as an alternative to traditional emergency funds. No minimum deposit is required. They also added beneficiary nomination, which is brilliant for your estate planning. Not exciting dinner conversation at Zuma, but important if you actually care about where your money goes if something happens to you. And they raised $25 million in funding back in 2021, including backing from Mubadala. That's some serious Abu Dhabi institutional money saying we believe in this platform. Fees. Sarwa Invest charges around 0.85% annual management for accounts my size, plus another 0.1% for the underlying ETFs. Now let's address the elephant in the room. That 7% per year on my invest account during one of the biggest bull runs in market history, 7% actually seems underwhelming. I know. So what happened? And I'll keep it quick. Asset allocation. I'll show you the breakdown at the end, but spoiler, 16% bonds during the worst bond market in decades and 5% Bitcoin through crypto winter. Not ideal timing. Automation costs. The portfolio stayed conservative even when stocks were ripping. That's the price you pay for sleeping well at night and not checking your account every time Elon tweets. But here's the thing, and this is crucial. 7% automated beats 1% in the savings account. And it absolutely destroys the 0% return you get from analysis paralysis, where you never invest because you're too busy researching the perfect time to enter the market. My trade account crushed it because I picked growth stocks and then got out of my own way. But that requires picking stocks. Many people don't want that responsibility. They're too busy building their careers or businesses. The invest account did exactly what it's designed to do. Provide steady, automated returns without me lifting a finger. Not spectacular, but reliable. So with all this context, who should actually use Sarwa? Let me break it down by product. And I'm going to be direct here because your money matters more than my politeness. Sarwa Invest is perfect if you have absolutely no clue about investing and want everything automated. Seriously, if terms like ETF expense ratio or asset allocation make your eyes glaze over, this is your platform. Or you're investing under $1,000 per month. At that level, the convenience and simplicity outweigh the fee drag. When you're starting out, getting in the market matters more than optimizing every basis point. You value local AED transfers. No foreign exchange hassles, no international wire transfer fees. Just transfer dirhams from your Emirates NBD or ADCB account and you're investing globally. Or you simply want that 500 dirham bonus. That's free money. Take it. Now, Sarwa Trade is perfect if you want to pick individual stocks but don't want complicated platforms with interfaces that look like you're launching a rocket. You believe in specific companies. Maybe you work in tech and want to own the companies you compete with. Or you just really love your iPhone and want to own Apple stock. The other reason is that you might be starting small. My $271 experiment proves you don't need big money to start. That's less than a night out at Nobu. You want the satisfaction of picking your own investments without needing a CFA charter to understand the platform. Now, Sarwa Save is perfect if you want your emergency fund earning more than a pathetic 1% most UAE banks offer on savings account. Now, I personally wouldn't go with Sarwa Save at this moment in time because of what Mashreq Neo is offering, where you can earn up to 6.25% on your deposits. But that Mashreq account does have a 500,000 dirham cap on where you can earn 6.25%. So if you're someone who has more than that, then this might be a good option for you. The other reason you might want to still consider Sarwa Save is if you want something liquid that still generates decent returns. 4.3% on USD is solid. That's actually beating inflation for once. And here's a very important reason. You prefer halal compliant options. They've got you covered at 4% per annum. Not every platform thinks about this. Now, who should maybe look elsewhere? If you're investing more than $1,000 per transaction and you're comfortable learning about investing, you might want more control and lower fees at scale. At that point, fees start mattering a lot. Or if you want specific access to international ETFs that aren't available on Sarwa's platform yet, and trust me, there are some good ones that they don't have. Maybe you've already learned enough about investing that you don't need training wheels anymore. And that's fine. It's like upgrading from a Nissan Sunny to a Land Cruiser. Different tools for different stages. And that's where I am now. I evolved past the target audience. That doesn't make Sarwa bad. It means I graduated to different tools as my knowledge and investment size grew. But if I were to start today with under $1,000 to invest and zero knowledge, I'd absolutely start with Sarwa Invest. No question. Now, as promised, let me show you what Sarwa actually invested my money into, because transparency matters. Here's my automated Sarwa Invest portfolio allocation. 79% in global stocks. This is spread across US stocks through VTI, developed markets through IEFA, and emerging markets through VWO. Solid diversification. 16% bonds, split between US bonds and global bonds. This was the allocation that hurt my portfolio during 2022-23 when rates spiked, but it also provided stability when markets got choppy. 5% Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin, through IBIT. This went through crypto winter, but it's also part of why my portfolio is up 34.92% overall, despite the bond drag. My risk level is set to 5 out of 6, which is moderate growth. I manually adjusted this up from where they initially recommended because I wanted more stocks, less bonds. And you can do this too. The platform automatically rebalances this allocation when stocks run up and they sell some and buy bonds. When stocks drop, they do the opposite. That's the automation you're paying for. Disciplined rebalancing without emotion. Is this the perfect allocation? For me now? No. But for someone starting out who doesn't want to think about this stuff, it's solid. Diversified, globally exposed, and automated. And remember, despite only returning 7% annually, it still beat doing nothing. It beat sitting in cash. It beat overthinking until you never start. So here's my bottom line for 2025. Sarwa got better, way better. The bonus doubled to 500 dirhams now, and the minimum dropped 80% to just $500. They added Sarwa Save at 4.3% per annum, beneficiary features, Mubadala backing. The platform matured significantly. My accounts prove that it works. The invest account gave me steady 7% annual returns with literally zero effort. The trade account doubled my money by letting me pick stocks and then staying out of my own way. Am I moving everything back to Sarwa? No. I've moved on to other platforms that fit my current needs better. More control, specific ETFs, but would I recommend Sarwa to someone starting their investment journey today? Absolutely, without hesitation. Would I recommend it to someone investing under $1,000 a month? 100%. This is literally built for you. Different life stages need different tools, and sometimes admitting you've outgrown something is a compliment, not a criticism. It's like saying you've outgrown your studio apartment in Discovery Gardens. Congrats, that means you've grown. Now, here's what I want you to do. And I'm going to be direct because I genuinely believe this is the right move for any of you. If you're sitting on cash doing nothing because you're overwhelmed by investment options, stop. Just stop overthinking it. Click the link in the description below. Yes, it's an affiliate link. Yes, I make money if you sign up. But so do you. But then once you're signed up, share the link with your friends. Not only do they get 500, but then you get an additional 500 every time they sign up with your link. Invest your first $500. That's it. Set your risk level, let it run. Come back in a year and see what happened. Because 7% automated beats 0% paralyzed every single time. And look, if you're thinking, but what about when I do want more control? What platform should I consider next? That video is linked right here. Yalla Arbab, I'll catch you in the next one. You go boss your money. Take care.